Hey, we have Caitlin Clark making her USA Senior Camp debut. Caitlin Clark basketball slowly yet surely is creeping up on us. Can't wait to see what she's got up her sleeve.
Aya Wilson just got news that is going to stick with her for a very long time. Caitlin Clark has officially been invited to Team USA's big December training camp. Basically the place where dreams are made or broken. This isn't a casual workout or a friendly meetup. This camp decides who will earn a spot on the World Cup team and who will represent the United States in the Olympics. It's the stage every player grows up hoping to reach, and Clark now has her chance. Meanwhile, Aya is at home watching everything play out from a distance. After months of taking small shots at Clark, making comments and stirring up tension, it feels like the moment has flipped back on her. A lot of people are calling it karma finally showing up. Before we go any further into how badly this could hurt Aya's image and storyline, I want you to think honestly about something. Do you believe Aya Wilson is jealous of Caitlin Clark? Or is she simply an intense competitor who gets misunderstood? Because once you hear the rest of what's been happening, your entire perspective might shift.
It's noise that I don't really listen to, honestly, because I'm in season. I have other things that we need to worry about than what other people have to say. I have a scout, I have 11 other minds on my team and in my locker room that we got to make sure that we're on the same mindset. So I really can't give you the best answer on that because I really don't pay any attention to it. My goal is just to go out there and be the best that I can be for my teammates, both on and off the court, and we're going to go out there and be us.
Let me explain exactly what just went down, because the situation is honestly unbelievable. Team USA, now led by basketball icon Sue Bird as the managing director, has finally revealed the list of players invited to their December training camp at Duke University. And this camp isn't some casual practice run. It's the event that shapes the future of American basketball. This is where coaches decide who will play in the 2026 World Cup and who will earn a spot on the 2028 Olympic team in Los Angeles. Careers are shaped here, reputations are made here, and only the best receive an invitation. And of course, Caitlin Clark's name was right there at the top, confirming everything people have been saying about her talent and impact. But the real shock came when fans noticed who didn't make the list at all. Aya Wilson's name was completely missing, and that absence said more than any statement ever could.
I love Caitlin Clark. There's no... I think she's amazing. I watched every time I possibly could. And our league loves her. This has nothing to do. We're just doing our job. We're going to show up. Who is ever on the other team is on the other team. We don't really care. We're going to show up and do us. And so I think this narrative of like everybody hating on Caitlin Clark, and even the black and white thing, knock it off. It's not there. It's not there. So shut down the noise. And by the way, what is she, 22? She's a 22-year-old woman with a lot of pressure.
She's not perfect.
She's not perfect. She's a rookie.
Let that sink in for a second. Really think about what just happened. Aya Wilson, the same person who spent the past year taking jabs at Caitlin Clark, posting petty messages, running little online campaigns, and trying to convince everyone she was just as popular and just as important as Clark, was completely left off the most important training camp list in women's basketball. It's a huge public blow to everything she's been arguing. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is gearing up, getting ready to walk into that camp and secure her place as the new face of Team USA for the next decade. You honestly couldn't script a cleaner dose of karma. It feels like the natural outcome of all the drama, noise, and denial that surrounded this whole mess.
Yeah, she's pretty incredible. I mean, you watch her and it's unguardable. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it. Like, she's just that dominant, whether it's her mid-range game, she can put it on the floor, she's just so athletic, but also she affects the game on both ends. Like, she's a really good defensive player, great rim protector, just so athletic, and obviously she's been able to shoot the three pretty well this year too, so it's fun to watch. I mean, like I said, like, everybody in the league knows you can't guard it. You basically just live with what she's going to do to you every single night. It's just you contain it as best you can, and she's going to make some shots that are really tough. And like I said, like it's going to be a tall task. It's going to take multiple people. You just hope to contain it the best you can.
Let's talk about who is getting the spotlight alongside Caitlin Clark, because this roster is packed with some of the brightest names in women's basketball. At the center, of course, is Clark herself. She's joined by Paige Bueckers, who will make her highly anticipated senior national team debut. Then there's Guji Watkins, a rising star who has been impressing everyone with her talent and seems destined for greatness. Team USA also added Angel Reed to the mix, keeping the exciting Clark-Ree rivalry alive, but this time on the international stage. Beyond that, there's the incredible skill and potential of Cameron Brink and Aaliyah Boston, both of whom bring athleticism, versatility, and energy. To balance the youth, veteran leaders like Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young provide experience and guidance, keeping the team grounded. What this roster really shows is that Team USA is shaping the blueprint for the next era of dominance in women's basketball. They are building a team not just to compete, but to redefine success on the global stage. Now notice one glaring absence. A.A. Wilson is not on this roster. Before anyone rushes to defend her, it's important to understand what this decision actually represents. This isn't about denying Wilson's talent. She has been a powerhouse in the WNBA for years, multiple MVP awards, championships, and consistent dominance. Her skills and on-court impact are undeniable. But the truth is, being a great basketball player alone is no longer enough for Team USA. The organization is looking for athletes who can represent American basketball on the world stage in every sense. They need players who can inspire global audiences, attract attention to the sport, and elevate the program's visibility. At this moment, Caitlin Clark excels in all these areas more than anyone else. Her performances captivate fans, her personality resonates with people worldwide, and her influence stretches beyond the court. Sue Bird, as managing director, didn't make this choice lightly. She has one of the sharpest basketball minds in the game, understanding exactly what it takes to succeed internationally. She knows which players can thrive under pressure, build team chemistry, and carry the sport forward. When she evaluates Clark, she sees a complete package: skill, leadership, marketability, and the ability to grow women's basketball globally. In contrast, the current situation around Wilson doesn't align with that vision. And that is why she was left out. Team USA's mission is bigger than winning medals. They aim to grow the sport worldwide, attract new fans, and maximize commercial opportunities. Clark naturally brings all of these benefits. Her games break viewership records, her merchandise sales soar, and her social media engagement dwarfs every other player. Corporations are eager to work with her, and young athletes look up to her as a role model. This kind of impact is exactly what Team USA wants at the heart of their program moving forward. In short, this roster isn't just a lineup, it's a statement. It signals the next chapter of women's basketball, with Caitlin Clark leading the charge, surrounded by both emerging stars and seasoned veterans, while A.A. Wilson, despite her undeniable talent, sits on the sidelines. This decision underscores the new priorities: influence, global reach, and the ability to inspire a generation. To truly understand the significance of this decision, we need to rewind and look at how things reached this point. A.A. Wilson's reaction to Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise has been a long, awkward, and sometimes uncomfortable display of jealousy and insecurity. It all really started with Clark's historic Nike deal. When Clark signed that massive contract, one of the biggest ever in women's sports, Wilson couldn't simply celebrate her teammates' achievement. Instead, she launched what felt like a desperate "I have shoes too" campaign, posting pictures of her own Nike sneakers all over social media. It came across as a child trying to steal attention at someone else's celebration. The frustration and tension were clear to anyone watching. Rather than seeing Clark's success as a win for all women in sports, Wilson made it about herself. Then came the cryptic social media posts, especially the phrase, "What is delayed is not denied," which she repeated often. It seemed like Wilson believed she deserved the same level of recognition and sponsorship as Clark, and was just waiting for her time to come. But while Wilson was busy hinting at future opportunities, Clark was out there earning her success through outstanding performance, a magnetic personality, and an undeniable influence on basketball. The breaking point seemed to come when Clark won the Time Athlete of the Year award, becoming the first women's basketball player in history to do so. Instead of celebrating a monumental moment for the sport, Wilson's online activity surged with posts questioning whether Clark deserved the honor. She even suggested that other athletes were more worthy, which came across as bitter and petty. Rather than embracing this as a milestone for women's basketball, Wilson focused on herself and her supposed grievances. It didn't end there. Wilson claimed she earned the same speaking fees as Clark. That was unrealistic. Clark is one of the most in-demand athletes in women's sports, commanding huge sums for appearances, sponsorships, and events. Her influence extends far beyond the court, making her one of the most commercially valuable figures in the game. Wilson's claim only highlighted her insecurity and inability to accept that Clark had reached a level of global recognition she hadn't. Every milestone Clark achieved seemed to trigger a reaction from Wilson. Clark breaks a rookie record. Wilson emphasizes her experience. Clark leads her team to the playoffs. Wilson points to championships she has won. Clark gets featured in mainstream media. Wilson complains about media bias. The pattern was obvious. Wilson could not let Clark enjoy any success without trying to redirect attention back to herself. And now we arrive at the present. This national team camp invitation is the ultimate acknowledgement of everything Clark has accomplished and simultaneously a clear statement about Wilson's approach. Team USA carefully reviewed both players. They considered skills, leadership, marketability, and how each fits into the program's long-term goals. The decision wasn't passive. They chose Clark and left Wilson at home. This was not about emotion. It was about strategy and vision for the future of women's basketball. The coaching staff, including experienced WNBA head coaches like Cheryl Reeve, Cara Lawson, and Stephanie White, evaluates players with objectivity. They've watched both Clark and Wilson perform at the highest levels. They have seen how Clark lifts every teammate, performs under pressure, handles media with grace, and represents the sport globally. In contrast, Wilson's approach did not align with the program's current vision. Clark will be joined at camp by Aaliyah Boston, a teammate she developed incredible chemistry with during their rookie season at the Indiana Fever. Boston's strong defensive presence and inside scoring complement Clark's perimeter brilliance perfectly. Team USA coaches are likely watching that partnership closely because if their connection translates to the international stage, they could form the foundation of the team for years to come. Meanwhile, Wilson watches from home as others prepare for opportunities she hoped to have. The camp is stacked with young talent, including Paige Bueckers and Guji Watkins, representing the next generation of American basketball. These players are entering the program as Clark's peers and potential teammates, not under Wilson's leadership. The shift in generational focus underscores Team USA's commitment to building around Clark as a central figure. Clark and Wilson approach success very differently. Clark deflects praise, emphasizes team achievements, celebrates others, and shows humility in both victory and defeat. Wilson has focused primarily on herself, her achievements, and recognition. While that approach may work temporarily, it becomes a disadvantage when another player rises to prominence. Commercially, Clark provides unmatched value. Her games draw record viewership, her appearances generate buzz, and her social media engagement is immense. She drives sponsorships and sales, creates economic activity, and even expands interest in other sports, like golf. Wilson, talented as she is, has never created this kind of impact outside basketball. Clark's influence transcends the sport, and Team USA clearly prioritizes that kind of broad appeal. Clark's inclusion at camp signals that Team USA is building its future around her. They are surrounding her with talented young players to develop chemistry that will last through future Olympic cycles and international tournaments. This isn't just about one event. It's about establishing the foundation for the next dynasty of women's basketball. Clark is the cornerstone, not Wilson. In the end, Wilson's attempts to diminish Clark only exposed her insecurities. Every comment, post, and claim underscored the gap between her impact and Clark's. Clark excels in skill, leadership, marketability, and professionalism. Team USA recognized this and made a clear choice. Wilson's months of jealousy and social media campaigns have backfired spectacularly. Caitlin Clark will now have the opportunity to shine on the world stage, from the 2026 World Cup to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. These are the moments that define careers and create legends. Wilson will watch from afar, while Clark leads the next era of American basketball. proving that talent, humility, and influence go hand in hand in defining true greatness.